What's going on, everybody? So as promised, I am here in my studio and I am going to make a V-flat. So anybody who's been wondering how to do that, now is your time to learn. So it's pretty simple. It's like not a whole lot going on, but the materials we obviously need some foam core. So I've got 2 half-inch thick 4x8 foot pieces of foam core, and you might be thinking, okay, Jeff, why are you making a V-flat if you already have some? So yes, I have 2 V-flats back there already. The problem with those is that they are too flimsy and too thin, because I got the 3/16 inch thick ones, and they just don't cut it. They don't really stand up on their own. So tip number 1, learn it from me who made a mistake, get the half-inch ones. They're a little more expensive, but they're going to be worth it. So anyway, so foam core, that's number 1 ingredient. The next thing we're going to need is a couple of A-clamps, probably like 4 actually, just to hold things together so when you're taping it down, it's not moving around or anything. And then after that, we're going to need some black gaffer's tape and some white gaffer's tape, one for the black side, one for the white side, obviously. And finally, also, this isn't really imperative, but a little razor blade. That's just to help cut the ends of the tape off. And then, obviously, you can't do this without having a beverage as well. So today we're drinking the Golden Road Brewing Wolf Pup Session IPA. So this should be good. Yeah, so let me have a sip of this. I will get started. I'm going to move the camera around a little bit just to give you guys a better view. All right, so first things first, I'm going to kind of move this little makeshift table out of the way. And first thing we're going to do is we are going to lay the pieces of foam core on the ground. That'll give us a little more of an option to be able to kind of move them around meticulously. So also one thing to keep in mind, make sure you've got white on white, like smush the white pieces together. And we're going to lay this down, and I'm going to adjust the camera for this one. And just out of curiosity, can everybody hear me? I've got this external mic thing, and I'm not sure if it works. So let me know if you can't, and if not, I'll try and fix something. So, all right, so bear with me while I shake the camera around a little bit. All right. Sweet, thank you. And thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. I know that a handful of people have kind of asked me how to do the V-flats, and really the hardest part about making a V-flat is actually finding the material. So there's a place in town here in Nashville called Citation Support. It's like a studio grip rental place, and that's where I found mine. So maybe I would just, like, if you're in not the Nashville market, I would, hey Andy, what's up? I would kind of look at some, ask around on some photography. That's how I found Citation Support. So, all right, so I'm going to try and give you guys, this should be an okay view. All right, so first things first is obviously, like I said, we're putting the foam core on the ground. I do have the half-inch thick ones, which I'm hoping are going to perform a little bit better for me. What you want to do is you don't want to line them up. See how I've got a little bit of an edge here? I actually want a little bit, because that'll allow for the rib for you to bend it completely backwards. So if you line it straight up and tape it, it's only going to go there, and you can't reverse it. So make it a little bit off-centered, and I know you can't really see this, but like this is what it looks like if it's completely flush. You can't see anything. So I'm just moving this off probably maybe a 1/4 inch or so, and you want it to go all the way across. So you want it to be even all the way. And it doesn't need to be perfect, but you do want it to be pretty darn close, because you want it to be when you are using it. Like, you want the bottoms to be flush. So this one isn't quite flush, but all right. Yeah, so you want them to be as flush as possible, but not along the rib here. So like I said, I've got about a 1/4 inch where the top one is actually shifted over about 1/4 of an inch, just all the way down here. So, all right. So once I get that where I want it, I'm going to grab these, grab the A-clamps, and this is where I'm going to clamp it down so that way it doesn't move around. So I'm just going to clamp it like right about here, and I'm going to clamp it on the other side as well. And you want to leave about like a 2 or 3 inch gap. You don't want to clamp it right up to the edge, because then you won't be able to tape it. So just for safe measure, I am going to clamp the other sides as well. So just so it's nice and even. So that way it's not going to go around and move around a whole bunch. So, all right. So now that we've got that clamped up, I'm going to move the camera around a little bit more, because I'm going to stand this thing up on its side. So bear with me again. I'm going to try and keep it as sturdy as possible here. It's harder than it might think. All right, so I should hire a video guy or something that will move this stuff around for me, but why do that? I don't need it. All right, so and okay, bring that up a little bit, shift this over. This is like the highest production value ever. All right, I'm going to center this up again. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean this up against this wall over here. And I am going to bring the camera around this way. Hello, everyone. So if you're just joining me, I am constructing a V-flat. And it's pretty simple, but let me, I know I've had a few people kind of ask me how I did it. And like I said, really the hardest part for me was actually finding the material. And I just asked around on some local, Facebook groups, like photographer Facebook groups, and I got a pretty quick reply. So keep an eye out for that. If you're ever wanting to know where to get them. All right, so this is a pretty good angle. So I'm going to grab the black tape because I'm on the black side right here. So I want to use the black. I don't want white, so I want black on black. And I'll just bring everything over, though. Okay. So after like I said before, I clamped it down. I clamped it down on all 4 sides just so it's not moving at all. And get this tape done here. Goodness gracious. All right. So what you want to do is you want to center up, and you want it to actually go, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm actually extending the tape beyond the end of the V-flat. So I want it to go all over, probably about an inch or so. Maybe, yeah, about there. And this one is a little bit different because this is 2-inch thick tape, I believe, and I'm now putting it over a full inch of, all right, so where I got the foam core, I got it at a place here in Nashville called Citation Support. It's like a grip rental studio, but they sell the foam core. Depending on where you're at, I would ask around like some local photography, user groups on Facebook or anything, and just kind of ask around to see if anybody knows where, because that's how I found mine. I just kind of asked around on Facebook, and now they got that recommendation thing. But anyway, so I put the tape. You can kind of see it here. It's a little bit past the edge. You want to center it up, and then you're just going to run down the whole length of the foam core and try and keep it as centered as possible. I'm not the most meticulous person, so this part is kind of hard for me, but just take your time with it. You don't need to rush it or anything. We're not in any hurry. This isn't like IndyCar or something like that, trying to build fast V-flats. And the difference between this one and these ones here, which are the 3/16 inch thick, it's going to be this is a 1/2 inch thick, so it's going to be a lot more sturdy. It's going to be able to stand up on its own. These ones, they work okay, but they kind of are flimsy, and they tend to fall over a lot, and it just doesn't look professional or good or anything like that. So I decided to kind of buck up and spend a little more on the 1/2 inch. All right. I'm almost all the way down. And these are so I've got 2 pieces of 4x8 foot foam core. They are a 1/2 inch thick apiece. So when they're together, it's 1 inch, obviously. I'm not super good at math, but I can do that. The only problem that I am running into a little bit here is that this tape is only 2 inches thick. So I don't have a whole lot of like wiggle room. It has to be pretty spot on. But if I kind of go a little bit off, and it's like right there, I totally screwed it up, but whatever. So again, on this side too, we are going to go past the edge. So I don't want this to fall. All right, so again, we went past the edge a little bit. So now that we're done with that, we're just going to take it, and you just kind of pinch it down, stretch it a little bit, pinch it down, and you're just going to run all the way across the edge, kind of going on both sides, pushing down on the tape, making sure it's sticking. And it looks like I did a pretty good job of getting it pretty centered for the most part. And so like I said, you can get these 3/16 inch. They work okay. They are a lot cheaper. I think these two, just the sheets of foam here, were, I want to say like $130-ish. So it's not cheap. I mean, you think it's foam core, so it can't be that expensive. But it is something, if you have a studio, and don't think that you can take these out on location with you, because they are not exactly mobile. So this is kind of for if you have a studio space and you're able to keep them. And V-flats are great for so many different reasons. And I like to get the one side white, one side black, because it allows me to either use it as a flag or I can use it as a reflector. I did a shoot last week where I was shooting a headshot, and the only modifier I was using was just a V-flat and a bare bulb strobe right into it. So, and I apologize, you should turn the sound on, because when I get down here you can't see me. So I'm almost done running all the way down the side here. And looks pretty good. And once you've gotten all the way down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this here. Let me lower this so you can see it a little bit better. All right, so once I'm done here, damn it. All right, so I'm going to come here, and I'm just going to pinch it together like that. So I don't know if you can see that. So I just kind of pinch it together. I'm going to leave it for now. I don't want to mess with it. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm just going to pinch it together. And I will cut that with the little razor blade in a second. All right, so now that we've done that side, we obviously have to do the other side. So it can be a little tricky just to flip it all the way over. So I'm going to move you all out here again. Okay. So you're going to watch me struggle to try and figure out how to get this thing flipped around so the white side's sticking out. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we are going to unclamp it all. Keep them handy, though, because you're going to need them again. So I'll just throw them in my pocket here. All right. And now that I've kind of I'm going to run through just to make sure everything looks okay. And it looks like I did a pretty good job keeping it even. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're going to lay it flat. We are going to flip it up here. And carefully, making sure not to, we are going to flip flip it all the way around, and like that. So, what we need to do now is clamp it again. And with this, what you're going to run into is, it's going to almost, like with this tape, as thin as it is, like only 2 inches wide, it's going to be a little bit, like it's going to start ripping off. So you want to be a little bit careful not to really hit it too hard. And now that it's already done, I only need to do the 2 clamps. I don't need to clamp all 4 sides. So I'm going to bring it back over here. And in doing so, I'm going to bring all of you guys back over as well. Hello, so anybody who's just joining us, I am constructing a V-flat. And I'm just kind of going through the do's and don'ts, or what I've found should be the do's and don'ts. It's pretty simple, though. What we have is we've got 2 half-inch thick pieces of foam core. We already did the black side, so with that we use the black tape. Right now we're switching over to the white side, so obviously we're going to use the white tape. So I'm going to start down on the other end. It's going to be a little bit easier for me. So like I did with the other side, I am extending it about 1 inch or 2 past where the V-flat actually ends. And you want to have it as centered as possible. And this, again, is the part that I'm not the greatest at. So what I'm probably going to end up having to do is go over and kind of do some horizontal strips just for safe measure. These don't have to look perfect. They just, obviously it looks better. It looks good when they do look perfect, but really, as long as they're functional, that is probably the most important part. So again, I'm going past the edge about 1 inch or 2, and let me scoot that over. All right, so I'm a little past. That's where I'll rip it. And just like the other side, I'm going to start just kind of pressing it down slowly so you don't get too many bubbles, and just trying to make sure it's as centered as possible. I'm going to move this so you can see me all the way. So it's a slow process. You don't want to really rush it because you don't want any part of it to not be taped. So I'm kind of, once you get in a groove, though, you can go pretty quick. So it's just a matter of kind of finessing the tape down the edge here. And I'm going to look at it and kind of see where we are as far as how much tape is on either side here, because I want it to be evenly spread out. I'm a little bit uncentered on this side, so I'll probably run a horizontal piece this way. And again, I'm going to clamp it down. And after this, we've got this little thing sticking off the end here, and that's okay, because what we're going to do is, if I can find it, I don't know what I did with the, oh, here it is. So I've got a little razor blade here. It is kind of dangerous, so don't, but you want it to be, let me lower this a little. All right. Okay. So you just want to kind of hold this part here and just cut there. And same thing on the other side. Just leave a little. And then just kind of finesse it off. You could use scissors if you wanted, but you can be a little bit more precise with the razor blade. I'll probably have to, there we go. And don't do what I'm doing and like cut into my fingers, because Let's, all right, so there we go. So now that edge is pretty well done up here. And I'm going to go down to this edge, do the same thing. And the reality, again, this doesn't have to look perfect because, you know, it's going to get beat up. It's in a studio. You're using it every day. Hello to anyone who is just tuning in. So we're building V-flats today, or a V-flat, I guess, not plural. And really the reason why I am doing another one, because I had two already, is because how long should these last? All right, so you mean the video or the V-flat? The V-flat should last a while unless you're just like completely destroying it. The video I'm probably going to wrap up here in like 5-10 minutes. But so really I'm pretty much done at this point. And clamp off. And clamp off there as well. What I will do, though, is I will kind of go through and kind of inspect bubbles, see if I need to put any horizontal pieces around, just to give it make it a little more secure. But yeah, the V-flat should last for quite a while, honestly. They're not gonna. So once I opened this up, I kind of saw where it was. I don't know if you can really see this. So some of the tape kind of, you know, it started coming, when I flipped it around, it started coming undone. So that's just what you're going to have to look through. It looks okay, though. I think it'll hold. So let me move this camera out of the splash zone. And now with this half-inch one, this thing can hold up on its own. And it can be a background, it can be a reflector, it can be a flag, it can be whatever. And I'll just I'll show you kind of an example of between this one, which is obviously nice and sturdy and not going anywhere, compared to these ones, which were the ones I had first, which are the 3/16 inch B-flats. They're just a lot, you know, flimsier. And granted, my studio is in my garage, so it's a little humid. You know, it's going to be more so the next couple months. But those ones won't even stay together. I'm going to move this. All right, so the V-flats, what I'm doing, I'm making them out of 2 pieces of 4x8 foot foam core that are half-inch thick. So this is half-inch here, but I'm going to move everyone over a little bit and just show you the difference between the half-inch and the 3/4 inch and why it matters. All right. I don't know if you can see it. So that is the half-inch V-flat. This one is the 3/16 inch, and you can see it's all warped, and it just doesn't it's all crooked. It doesn't really stand up straight. It looks okay. It's functional. It's important to mention. It is functional, but it just looks bad. And this one actually holds up a lot better than I have another one that doesn't hardly work at all. But I just don't love how it bows out here, and it tends to, like I said, it works, but as you can see in that video, it's all sorts of crooked on that side. Whereas this one here, the one we just made, is nice and straight and flat and even, and see, that one doesn't even stay up straight. That's why I have to clamp them down, because they don't. Yeah, so this new one, it's awesome. I'm super pumped for it. There you have it. So that is a V-flat. It's super simple to make. No, I did not paint the black on there. So they come pre-done. Let me move them over here. So they actually come like this is, you could peel this off probably, but it is one side's black, one side's white. You can probably get them like black on black or white on white, but I like having the option to be able to flip it around, and then it's multifunctional. So yeah, I did not paint the black or anything on there. I just, it came like that. So what I did, so I'll just do the quick, where can you buy? I bought this material, just the 2 pieces of foam core, at a place called Citation Support here in Nashville. You can probably buy them online. I'm not really sure. But what I would do is I would look into your kind of local Facebook groups or something like that, just kind of photographers, and ask around, because like a lot of studios, they build them themselves, so they would know where to get them. So ask a studio, kind of do some digging, some sleuthing. But so I did the same thing. I asked on Facebook where to get them, and somebody told me, so I went and picked them up. But this is my second round. I did the other ones like I showed before, the 3/16 inch one. They work fine, but I would definitely do the 1/2 inch. They work a lot better. So that's kind of my opinion. This one stands up nice and straight. Doesn't have to worry about anything else. The other one, I had to hold it up with a stand, and it was kind of, didn't really have a point in doing that. So all it was, I'll give the quick rundown of how I made it. It was 2 pieces of foam core, some A-clamps to kind of clamp it together so it doesn't go anywhere while you're taping it down, and then obviously tape. So I've got, on the white side, use the white tape, black side, use the black tape. I have said where I got it a couple times, actually. I got it at Citation Support in Nashville. You picked it up locally. I don't know every market, so just ask around, ask some friends, ask studios where they got them, because a lot of times they make their own. So just kind of do some research in your local market. The place I got mine happens to be like a grip studio. No, you're all good. But yeah, so just ask on Facebook if you're on there on some photography groups or something like that, just to see where you can get the foam core. And it comes in 2 sizes. It comes in either, this is the 1/2 inch, which I would recommend. Each sheet is 1/2 inch thick. I've got these ones back here, which are my old ones, that are 3/16 inch thick. They just don't, they're a lot flimsier. They don't handle the humidity well. I'm in my garage. This is my garage studio, so there is a bit of humidity. And those ones, they're functional. They do what they need to do, but they just don't look good. And I think it's important, to have a bit of things seeming to look nice. So this is going to be great. I'm super stoked about these. And yeah, that's pretty straightforward. I'm going to leave this live for 24 hours. Yeah, I'm going to Portraits by G. I'm going to upload this so you can watch it again if you need to. And that's that. So it's pretty simple. It's really, for a studio, it's something that you definitely, I use it all the time. It's super, multifunctional as far as, like, you can use a reflector. This other side can be a flag. You can use it as a modifier. Sometimes I'll just shoot a bare bulb strobe straight into that, and just gives nice, soft, even light. And no, I don't paint them. They come, these ones at least, came pre-done on, like, one side is black, one side is white, which kind of saves you a lot of time. But yeah, so you can get them white on white or black on black, I think, but I would recommend getting the white on black just because you can do more with them. I don't know where you can order them online. Like I said, I just picked them up locally here, and I asked some photographers, through some photography groups on Facebook, and I got a reply, and you could probably do 1/2 inch plywood, but it'd be really heavy. So if it falls for some reason, I think it would be like a liability. Like this, if this falls on somebody, it's not going to hurt anything because it's super light. It's like, I don't know, it's probably like 3 pounds, like the whole thing. But it is kind of expensive, I'm not going to lie. And you can go with these, like the 3/16 inch ones here. I think they're, like I said, they're functional. They do what they need to do, but they're just not as high of quality. So this is the old one. See how it's kind of bowing out like that? I had these for a while, and it's just kind of one day I was like, okay, I just need to get the better one. See like how much that's bowing? It won't stand up really on its own, which is kind of the point, is so you don't have to use stands and reflectors. But so it doesn't stand up on. All right, I'm gonna Tamara Sun F5.6. I'll let you be in my video. Yes. I probably won't be able to hear you though because I'm hooked up to a microphone. I'm just saying that. Here, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this out because I can't. I won't be able to hear anybody if you're on there. So anyway, I think I'm going to. Yes. So this actually is foam. So it's foam core. Well, you can do things differently. I've seen people get some stuff at, I think like Home Depot, just like the insulation and then painting that. I mean, that works too. It's just not, it's a little more extra work because you got to put a bracket on there. So this like is kind of standard for what a lot of studios will use. And I learned the hard way not to get the thin ones because they don't. What is the best beauty edition strobe? I'm partial to Paul C. Buff, as you can see by the hat. I love the Einsteins. That's these guys right here. And this is beauty dish actually. I'll just bring it all around. So, Einstein is one of the best lights on the market, in my opinion. And this is the beauty dish for Paul. This is a silver high output. I believe it's 22 inches. I love it. I use it all the time. It's super great. So, to answer your question there, look these up. PaulCbuff.com. They do like factory direct, so you have to order straight from them. But totally worth it. Their customer service is like second to none, no joke. So anyway, I'm getting a little off track here, so I'm gonna head off. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I'm gonna make this live, so if anybody needs to watch it again and they want to do this, I am going to do that. I might try and even like put it live and then screen grab it so I can put it on YouTube. Because I feel like this is kind of a nice thing that a lot of people have been asking questions about. So I'm going to try and figure out how to do that. And in the meantime, thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you all later. And we will see you next time.